Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Karima Kazim, and as always, it's a pleasure coming here. I want to appreciate you guys for always watching my videos, for sharing, for liking, for subscribing, and the comments. Oh my god, they're so elevating. And when I think about it, when I read through my comments, you know when they say Orion, like my head is always swelling. Thank you so much. Thank you. I cannot appreciate you enough. Okay, before I start this video proper, right, I want you to take a moment to look into the mirror and appreciate yourself. Tell yourself, I am beautiful. I am beautiful. Tell yourself that. If you have to pause this video to do that, please do. Look into the mirror. Tell yourself, I am beautiful. Okay, before the guys will say, oh, you're always talking to your ladies only, you don't talk to us. Look into the mirror, man. Appreciate your beauty and tell yourself, I'm handsome. Because truly you are. If you guys have noticed, right, I always like to talk about how beautiful I am. And that's partly because I believe in my beauty. See, there is nothing anyone can tell me. I believe in my beauty. And also because I'm hoping that someday somebody will be inspired to appreciate their own beauty, to be able to find that inner voice that tells them you're beautiful and it's genuine. Do you understand? So I'm hoping that someday through my videos, through my appreciation, somebody's going to be able to do that for themselves, right? I know that in your not so godly mind, some of you are thinking, but there are ugly people. Yeah, well, no comments because I'm not about to drop out of this heavenly race that I'm trying so hard to stay on. Okay, but I know that in order to be able to find your own beauty, in order to be able to appreciate yourself, you have to tackle some insecurities, right? You have to be able to maybe sometimes embrace them, sometimes work on them in order to just find your own beauty and be able to appreciate yourself. So that has to be done. And it is while thinking about this that I came to the topic of today, right? You know it. Of course, you know, because you've already seen my title. All right, today I'm going to be talking about facial asymmetry, right? For some of you, it's your first time hearing it. For many of you, I won't say many, because not too many people actually think to go look for this. Because if they thought to go look for it, then a lot of people will be aware of the condition, right? So when I come back, I'm going to be talking about what facial asymmetry means, what causes it, you know, and what impact does it have on your self-esteem. I'm going to be sharing my experience with facial asymmetry and, you know, some other things. So relax. Okay, welcome back, you guys. So before I left, I said we're going to talk about facial asymmetry. Now, what is facial asymmetry? Simply put, it's a condition where one part of your face does not exactly mirror the other part. I am saying the two sides of your face don't exactly look alike because they are not alike. Now, for some people, it's mild, you may never even know. And for some, it's a little noticeable. It's severe in some people's cases. But the point is, until this very moment, many of you probably never knew that your face is asymmetrical, right? The two sides are not the same. Now, when you think about it very well, some of you would just be clicking right now that at some point you realize that, oh, there's this angle that's perfect for my pictures, this other angle doesn't really look so good. Why? Because they're not the same, of course, because they're not the same. And don't worry, let me clearly spell this out. It is very common. Like, so many people, millions and millions of people have asymmetrical faces. In fact, it is so common that when you come across somebody whose face is perfectly symmetrical, it means it's a rare case. That's how common facial asymmetry is, right? So you're not alone. You're not alone. If you've ever looked in the mirror and felt like, oh, why is this face not the same? This part rather not the same as this part? Why does this bone look, bigger or more protruding than this part? It's because they are not equal. All right. Now that we've established that it's not a rare case, it is common, more common than you think. Some of you never discovered it, and when you go back and look into the mirror, you probably discover, oh, okay, true. This part is not. For some people, they discovered it earlier. For some, maybe in the past few minutes. But it's okay. I just want you to know that it's okay. In fact, it may be one of the things that make you unique, right? Be one of the things that make you unique and make you even appealing. So you don't need to go looking for a perfectly symmetrical face, if that's how to put it. You don't need to go looking for that. All right, so what causes facial asymmetry? Well, there are different causes, but the one that causes, the general one, the most common one that I know, that many of you know, is genetics. It's nothing serious, it's not disease or anything. It's just because it's the way you guys are in your family, the way your parents are, the kind of facial structure that they have. And if you look very well, you may be able to discover that it's not even the muscles or the skin or the, typically meat, meat, no, because it doesn't sound human to say meat. I don't know, but you realize that it's not the muscles, it's not even the skin that's making it asymmetrical. It's the bone, right? They're just not equal, right? So it's natural. So I don't think there's anything you can do about that. It's there. Then you have other causes like trauma, past traumas, and sometimes you have accidents, and there are people who have diseases like stroke or palsy and all of that. And what else causes it? I think that's just, lifestyle choices causes facial asymmetrical. But I'm not going to look into the ones with other causes. I just want to focus on the natural facial asymmetry, because if we are dealing with the ones that have medical causes, the ones that have to do with trauma, the ones that have to do with lifestyle changes, then you know that you probably need to see a specialist, say a doctor or a therapist, for guidance, just in order to change those things and make your face go back to normal. And I need to also say this, that if your facial asymmetry has always been there right from birth, but you notice that, okay, but that's the way your face has always been, it's not sudden, then it's totally fine. It's natural. But if you've always had, a great face before, or the asymmetry was mild, and then suddenly it becomes very, very noticeable, becomes very severe, then you need to see a doctor or any other specialist in charge of that. But now let me come back to my guys, my G's that have natural facial asymmetry. Okay, there's really nothing you can do, my guy, about this thing, right? And I know for those of us that have mild or just barely noticeable ones, it's okay. Maybe it doesn't affect our lives, maybe it does. I'm still going to get to my own experience. But it seems to be bearable because, of course, we are pretty and all of that. But for those people who are very severe ones, now, if you still do not totally get what I mean, when I say facial asymmetry, I'm going to mention some examples for you to understand. Now, for some people, they have lowered brow, like one is lower than the other. This part is up there, the other is down here. For some people, they have displaced nasal displacement, like their nose is not really placed well. For some, it's their ears. For some, it's their cheeks. One is protruding, one is not, and so for different people, it's different, right? So for those of us who have mild ones that we never even noticed until maybe some weeks back, or some months back, or a few years ago, it's fine. But there are people who have severe ones, and it affects their self-esteem. They cannot go out there. They don't feel beautiful. They always feel ugly, regardless of what anybody else tells them. And yes, your feelings are valid. You are allowed to feel like that, because who wouldn't? You're human, we're human. But then if that's the case, it means that you're going to need professional help. And of course, support from your family and friends, you get. But while you're waiting, I need you to know that nobody should look at you and tell you that you're ugly. Right? You should be able to give yourself that gift of being able to see the beauty in yourself and appreciate yourself for that. All right? So, and well, as you're listening or watching, you shouldn't go about telling somebody who has a symmetrical face that they are ugly or they are not beautiful or anything. Because if you go back and look into the mirror, you're most likely going to find out, you're going to find out that you have an asymmetrical face yourself. All right, so that's about it. Let me share my experience with you guys. Ta-da! Okay, so I never really noticed, right, that I had facial asymmetry from childhood. I think there was one time back in secondary school that a boy mentioned it, but I didn't even bother, because the boy was just pissed, these boys, when they ask you out and you're like, no, I didn't come to school to come and do that other shakara that we normally do. I came to study, so please, I am not interested. He pained the boy. God, he pained the boy. Wale. He was pained anyway, so he had to point out that, oh, your face is like this, like whatever. And now this guy himself has even more pronounced facial asymmetry compared to me. But I mean, who cared anyway? So, but that didn't do anything because I didn't bother. But I realized that even before then, I never really liked taking pictures. I don't know why, or maybe it's just there. It's just an isolated feeling, from the facial asymmetry. I don't know. But I never really liked taking pictures or have my pictures taken for whatever reasons. I don't know. So, but then sometime around 2018, 2019, it was during my service year, NYSC. I wanted to make a video, or was it take pictures or make a video? And then I realized that this part of my face is very different from here. And maybe when I look into the mirror, it's not that there. I just see a very beautiful woman like that. How can she be so beautiful? Thank you. I know. So, but when I bring the camera and I try to take my picture, or even worse, a video, I would see it clearly. Like, this is not me. And then I go back to the mirror and she's beautiful. And I'm back here and no, is this my face? And for a while, on and off, I'd be insecure about my face. But then when people meet me, nobody cares about any asymmetry. They probably don't even say, they're just talking about how pretty you are. Oh, your black skin. Oh, your eyes are gorgeous. Oh, your lips are great and all of that. That's what they see. So why am I saying? So for a period of time, that was the consolation that I had, that nobody's saying it. I'm the only one saying it. It's all in your head, saying You're the one saying it, nobody else is saying it. And I look at other people, I don't really. Then you also realize that if you've ever noticed your facial asymmetry, you don't get to click that you're not alone, that many other people have it. But right now that I'm talking about it, go and look at the people you're surrounded by, friends, family. Take a longer look, and then you realize that they also have facial asymmetry. It's not just you. Maybe that will console you. Well, it did console me for a while. That I was not alone. And it's always good to know that you're not alone in something. Okay, that gives you some form of, I don't know what it's called. So yeah, go and look, and then you realize that you were not alone. So over, a period of time, I realized that how do I put it now? I wasn't comfortable with my face. I was not always out there. But the thing is, nobody would know because, of course, right from childhood, I've always been a very confident person. I mean, very, very, the confidence has always been there. I know. See, it's just God. It's God. It's not me. So the confidence had always been there, right? So it was not an issue for me. I'd probably just look at my face in the mirror, go out and feel like, nah, and then come back. So it's like that. But if you're actually in this phase right now, it's okay. It will pass. All you need to do is see, the phone camera may not be the exact thing, may not be the perfect thing to mirror yourself. Your wall mirror in your room could do that. And then you realize that you're actually prettier than you give yourself credit for. So you need to find that beauty, look into the mirror, see that beauty that others are seeing, look at some of your facial features individually and analyze how beautiful they are and put them together and see how gorgeous, how handsome, how beautiful you are. And then there will be no going back. Trust me, it takes work, it takes time to realize that. It takes effort, it takes consciousness, it takes strength to actually work. But the moment you believe that you are beautiful, what's it on? Like, it's done. Nobody can tell you otherwise. Even if they are bitter like Wale. You get, nobody can actually tell you that. All right, so this is a new experience. But now I don't care. It may creep up once in a while, right? But I don't care, because hey, before somebody will walk up to me and say, oh, you have asymmetrical faces, already I know that they also have facial asymmetry. So I don't care, right? You do not have to care about what others are saying, as long as you find that particular moment where you realize that nothing can change your mind about how beautiful, how handsome you are. Then there is no going back. All right, that's my what's it called now? That's my experience. So now, is facial asymmetry fixable? Can it be treated? For genetics, no. I know, I am sorry, but no, really, because we can't have that. It's too late. It's not gonna happen unless you want to get surgery where you're going to have implants or fillers or something. If you have the money and you feel like you want to do that, but that will be your choice. I'm not going to advise anybody to do that, and I'm not also going to discourage anybody from doing that. Okay, so personal choice. But as for me, as of this moment, right, I don't know, maybe when I have money, or think about it, but God, I am gorgeous. So no. So for others, for the ones that have to do with illnesses, lifestyle choices like drinking, smoking, and the rest, traumas, accidents, of course, those may be treatable. You have to just go see your doctor or specialist in charge of that. So it's treatable. But for the rest of us, gather around, my guys. Nothing is gonna happen. We're just gonna learn to love ourselves just the way we are, okay? Because we are pretty. And one other thing that people do to be able to reduce, especially for the more pronounced ones, to be able to reduce the facial asymmetry is makeup. They're applying their makeup, can highlight some parts, lift some parts of their eyes, maybe even draw full brows to, you know, make it look like equal and all of that. Well, for how long are you going to do that? What about when you're not wearing makeup out, right? Do you want to hide your face just because you're not feeling confident or your self-esteem is hurt and all of that? You just need to learn to see the beauty in your perfect face, because millions of people are like you, and then you love it till you don't have any other choice. So it feels like you don't have any other choice but to believe that you're beautiful. All right, so I think that's about it with facial asymmetry. And I do not need to remind you that you don't go about telling people, oh, your face is this, your face is that, because if they tell you about your own facial asymmetry, man, is not there, you will cry, my guy. You will cry. So it happens, right? You will cry. Do you get? So don't go about telling people that. We need to see beyond, you know, just looking at people once and just judging them or you get. So just appreciate the beauty in yourself, appreciate the beauty in other people. Now you need to also understand that beauty is not just one isolated feature or part of your body. No. For beauty to work, for it to be appreciated, it's different parts of your body, different seemingly unimportant acts coming together, working together to make you a very beautiful person. And that includes how you dress, that includes how well you clean up your good haircut, your clean hairdo, you know, clean nails, clean shoes, clean everything. And most importantly, your confidence. It brings everything, you know, to life. You just need to find it. See, let me tell you something about confidence. The most confident people in this world are the very stupid ones. And you're not stupid. No, you're not. I believe that you're not stupid. So if stupid people can be so confident, why can't you be? You can be confident. You should be confident, because it brings everything about you to life. And smile, like smile. Of course, part of it is brushing your teeth, because there's no good smile without good dental hygiene. All right, so everything works together, right? So put your mind on all of those things. I'm going to be talking about some of these things individually later. You know, maybe, who knows, I probably will just bring one topic that you were never even expecting, but it's okay. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much for always watching. I don't want to take your time more than I already have, and I appreciate you always coming here and for sharing and for the comments. You guys lift my spirit and you help me want to do more. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful time. Bye.